Start data log, start car. Yes! The oil return lines leaking a little bit.
The push lock return line I built for the SP Red was a little sketchy, so I went ahead and got some PTFE fittings to rebuild a replacement line that would hopefully be less prone to leaks. Recently, my mom volunteered to help me revamp my garage. It's something I was less inclined to do on my own in a project that was right up her alley. So I was happy to accept her help, and we got started with some new lighting.
Okay, we kind of just put our heads down and focused, but sheesh, oh my goodness, tripping all over everything. It is so bright in here now. That's incredible. All right, it is brighter than daylight out here now. It's absolutely incredible, and we realized we may be able to use the leftovers we have because we get to do some incomplete honeycombs over here. We could utilize some of the space over here. It does not look like the same garage in here. It's phenomenal. So this is the finished product and it looks incredible. Can't believe it. Incredible. So we're trying to get this idle under control, and I'm pretty sure I have a leak on the intake side. I don't know if these count as being on the intake side because I figured the intake is after the turbos, but they are vacuum ports that were just venting to atmosphere. They're supposed to go to the boost controller when everything's hooked up. A bit of air is definitely escaping from them, so I plugged the one on the Red and the one on the Volvo Turbo. And I'm going to try turning over the car and see if it idles the way I'd expect. I think we found the culprit. Okay, still running hella lean. Could be this also just wasn't tight enough. Gotta be an exhaust leak. There we go.
Unfortunately, it appeared I had a significant oil leak. Luckily, it ended up just being a loose pressure line at the top of the turbo leaking to the bottom, so I was able to resolve it pretty quick.
Compound V1, start data log, start car. Well, something went wrong and it died, but that's progress.
Then I found a little bit of fuel leaking out of one of my welds on the exhaust pipe.
Alright, so Mom's out here again, and she has cleared up a ton of space over on this wall by moving that shelf over there, and she got these awesome 12-gallon buckets. It's so much more orderly. The garage, it's looking better and better. goodies. It's supposed to tee off the Volvo's compressor housing. Then one side goes to the boost controller, the other goes to, I think, the Red's wastegate. One of the wastegates. I think I wanted a 90 to be over here. The other 90 is supposed to go off the top of the Red's wastegate. So the boost controller is about rigged up. This right here is not going to remain this way. I am going to do an AN fitting instead of push locking this, but I just didn't realize I didn't get the correct fitting ordered already for this one. But the rest of it is rigged the way that I believe it's supposed to be. AN lines for the vacuum system, and that's really good. That should be on tighter. There we go. I thought I was seeing too many threads there. Alright, yeah, so we've got a line going to the Volvo Turbo, teeing off, going to the Volvo's wastegate, and then we've got a line going to the Red's wastegate. Gotta do something about the oil catch can's suction system. Oh, and I do need to weld this, because that's, you can see the fuel leak coming from the pipe. I'm pretty sure I have a little bit of a leak on this top pipe as well. But for the most part, the plumbing is complete, and I'm curious how the car will handle now. I think it's time to do one more test start. Still got a few things to do, but let's see how it idles now. Not gonna lie, I'm losing steam a bit in general, but I just wired up the fans and I want to make sure they're working. Seems to work. Sounds a little squeaky, but both are spinning. So quick update, I took all this apart, not all of it. I had to take off the FP Red like 3 different times over the past 3 days, trying to figure out why my oil return was leaking from the turbo, and I only figured it out today on the 3rd day. Pretty sure that's going to stay sealed. Now I'm realizing, well, I was informed, that I may have forgotten to put the fire rings onto the wastegate. Alright, so the garage is now almost fully renovated, and the car here, I just finished sealing up the last air leak that I had, the last apparent air leak. I've been addressing oil leak here, fuel leak there, air leak over there. We're not quite ready to drive. I was kind of hoping to be ready to drive already, but I got really caught up having to take stuff apart, put it back together. It was a real pain, but I really think we're getting close to the really fun stuff. So I'm gonna grab the laptop and see if we can get this thing to smoothly idle around 1400 RPMs. So we finally got the idle under control, no more air leaks. However, it seems I've got a couple of coolant leaks that I'm gonna have to resolve, which isn't too surprising because I still need to deal with the coolant overflow and go over some stuff and yeah, whatever. But hey, it's been a productive couple of weeks, and hopefully in the next one, we'll be one big step closer to actually taking this thing out on the street.